Hey guys, the video which I made last time was uploaded with a very big delay, so today I will make a very short update and I'm planning to upload it very soon after I will finish recording, so you will get the up-to-date information. But again, go to the Telegram group, there we post update more frequently. So in the previous videos we were looking at the price at the area of $13,500 as a potential correction point, and indeed it happened. But at the very bottom or around this area, a lot of people are still considering the fact that it may go even lower. So again, following the new routine for my videos, I will just tell you right away major points of the analysis and then we'll go to the details. So first of all, we had around 25% of the drop, and I think it's really enough for such a sharp correction. So generally speaking, I think that it is over and we are ready to go high again, maybe after some sideways price action. And the second thing is the alt season, which we were waiting maybe after a bit higher price of Bitcoin, something like $16,000-$17,000 and a correction after that. Well, this altcoin season may be starting actually already right now, and there are some interesting signs proving that. Now to the details. Well, on the shorter time scale, you can see that we actually having higher low and about to make higher high. So price-wise, it seems like a confirmation of the reversal of this drop. And there are many other things which you can consider. For example, the volume was relatively high on this way down, so we may say that people already sold enough and went back to the long positions. In terms of the price levels and support levels, you see there's a huge support line from this area and we actually bounced from this line perfectly. We also went a little bit below this zone with a lot of the volume traded previously around $10,000-$11,000. So we collected some of the stop orders below this zone, which is really good enough. I expected actually that the price will not go below $11,000, but this is another way of treating it. So we have the Fibonacci retracement level for this zone. If you will draw it from the previous low to the new high, it is around here 50%, so we may either not go to that level or go a little bit below that level. So the second option played out. Now we are well above that and we actually are testing the second 38.2% of the Fibonacci retracement. And in fact, since we are now above this $11,000 mark, it is also a good sign because we are higher than the previous huge volume area. And also, if you look at the bit longer time scale, for example 4 hours, you would see that all of the general indicators are also showing the reversal. For example, RSI is starting to go up, stochastic having a golden cross after going almost to the oversold area, and MACD on the histogram is starting to go higher after the very low point in the red zone. So all three are pretty much bullish right now, and somewhere around here, maybe 10 hours ago from now, I was mentioning the very same thing on my Telegram group. So if you really want up-to-date data, please go ahead and join us. But there are more things to discuss on that matter. By the way, I cannot say that we can completely eliminate the possibility of the continuation of the fall. For example, if you look at the daily time scale, then the confirmation of the reversal on those indicators is not that obvious and we still have a chance to continue falling. But I think the shorter time scale is a bit more adequate right now, and we will see the confirmation on the daily a little bit later as soon as we will continue to draw higher lows and higher highs. I must say though that if we will continue to fall and will not rise, then the next level where I think we'll find support is $9,500. Here we have the previous resistance. It will be also already more than 30% drop from the top. It will be already below 61.8% for Fibonacci if you will plot it from the previous low to the previous high. Also, finally, there is one of the multiplicative 350 daily moving averages, which we discussed before, also around this area, giving us even more support here. And finally, don't forget that the price often returns to the baseline of the Bollinger Bands, and this baseline is also around pretty much the same area. So again, although I think that the price will continue to rise, we will not see price lower than 10K. If it will happen, then this is my absolute bottom for this correction. Of course, I may be wrong, not a financial advice, guys, as usual, but from the conservative point of view, this is where we must stop, even if we'll continue to drop lower. I should also mention the price of Tether to dollar. Usually when we see the decrease of this price from the positive, well, above $1 area to the area below $1, this is the indication of the upcoming decrease in the price of Bitcoin. And you see, just after we saw this transition, in a couple of days we had this decrease. It is somehow reasonable because people, by showing less demand, buying Tether, so there's no more buyers for Bitcoin through Tether as well. And of course the price dynamic is negative, as you may expect. So right now we see it's having a green candle, a potential reversal to moving towards $1 mark, which is also a bullish sign. Moreover, I shall mention so-called kimchi premium effect, when the ratio between Bitcoin to Korean won and Bitcoin to dollar is reflecting the FOMO among Korean traders, investors buying Bitcoin. You see, it was continuing to go high. They are paying for Bitcoin more and more because it's hard to make an arbitrage between Korean currencies exchanges and the worldwide exchanges like trading through dollar. The same thing happened right here. And it's kind of repeating the situation right now again. As soon as there is a fear of the correction, we see the drop of this ratio, and the same happened right now. And then this ratio returns back to the upside. Right now again we see pretty much the same thing, and also it shows some kind of indirect bullish divergence to the price, so we may expect it to go higher. Speaking about divergences, by the way, for the indicators which we mentioned, RSI, stochastic MACD, you see the lows are actually going down, and for histogram is also down, but you may notice that for the same lows on the price chart we don't have such a decrease. It's almost identical, meaning that there is a hidden bullish divergence, which is another sign for a potential move to the upside. We also see the continuation of the decrease in the number of longs, so all that move which we saw yesterday from $14,000 to pretty much $10,000, almost maybe another manipulative move when some huge players did open the leveraged position on some of the marginal trading exchanges and try to dump the price on the spot market. So a lot of the long positions were liquidated or at least closed, and this, together with the number of shorts remaining pretty much the same, serves as a very nice condition for the continuation of the growth. Integrating this into the single chart, the ratio between longs and shorts for Bitcoin is going much lower again, approaching the same area which was before when the huge rise of Bitcoin happened, somewhere around here. So we may say that we still have some fuel for the price going higher while this ratio is continuing to decrease. By the way, it's a little bit ridiculous, but we see another gap on CME futures being closed with this decrease. We have another more gap, a little lower, but I really doubt that we will close this, and instead we probably will continue to go higher. Last but not least, the altcoin behavior. You see, yesterday when Bitcoin was going down, and if you'll check the altcoin's price to Bitcoin, you would notice that during this drop almost no altcoins showed red. Well, now there are some little red numbers as they did correct, but mostly all of them from yesterday were in a green zone, and like 10 hours ago there were like 3, 4, maybe 5 red altcoins right here. So this is really unusual when the Bitcoin price is going lower and altcoins is actually showing more strength than Bitcoin. Of course, dollar-wise, they also decreased, but not as much as Bitcoin. This didn't happen for very long, and from yesterday's video, as we discussed the possibility of the altcoin season upcoming very soon, but I was saying that maybe it will happen when the biggest correction of Bitcoin will happen maybe from $17,000 or something like that. But even right here, we see the signs of the altcoins gaining some momentum. So guys, maybe altcoin season is much closer than we thought. So that was my view on the current situation on the market. I'm happy actually that we had this correction, so it will not be as big as it could be if we will not have it, and will continue to grow to, let's say, $17,000, something like that. But with this correction, things will be a little bit more organic, and potentially, as you see, we may even have some gains on altcoins, so looks pretty positive. And that is it for today, guys. I hope it was useful. Thank you for watching.